Look, I'm going to cut right to the chase here. Running paid ads is still the easiest and fastest way to get clients for your SMMA in 2025. What I'm going to show you in this video is how to properly structure, track, and analyze your B2B campaigns for success. If you don't already know me, my name is Brandon Spears, and I successfully built and sold a 7-figure agency in the HVAC space. And I've ran client-getting ads for over 150 agencies with a very high success rate. And what I'm about to break down in this video is the exact structure, the exact setup, and how we structure ads successfully for any high ticket offer. And if you watch this video to the very end, you're gonna have everything that you need to successfully set up your campaigns for success so you can start getting more clients in 2025. I'm super excited for this video. Let's jump in. All right, so let's jump into the first part, which is just analyzing your ads so that you can know what you're looking for when you start running ads, and then we'll jump into actual account structure. So I'm going to use some ads that we're running for one of our agencies. Here you can see the month of January 2025, so you know this is working right now. And you can see our roofing appointments are coming in at $19, which is insane if you've been in the home service space, right? So this structure works. And our CPMs are even a little high at $72, so absolutely crushing it. But let's take a look at your front-end indicator stats and how you can analyze your ads of what's going on. So your CTR all is how well your creative is doing. Your creative is always the first part of creating a good ad, and the number one thing that people see is that actually stops the scroll. So your CTR all is basically how well is your creative stopping the scroll, right? We like to see it above 2%. As you can see, we're at 2.57%, which is great. The next important thing is your actual click-through rate, right? That's when someone actually clicks off of your ad, which is the only thing that an advertisement is set to do, is to generate a click, right? So as long as you remember that, these two stats are your front-end indicators. So what this says is out of every 100 people, 2.5 people stop. Out of the 2.5 people that stop, 1 of them are clicking through. So that would put us at roughly like a 35% click-through rate, which is not great. So that directly affects how much our cost per click is, on top of how much it costs us to show our ads to 1,000 people, right? So if I wanted to cut the CPC down to $3, I could raise my click-through rate by working on my copy, my offer, my ad to get this to 2% and this stay around 3%, and then that would cut my cost per click in half because I doubled the rate at which people are clicking from my ad onto my landing page. And thus, when you put these together, right, a 33% opt-in rate off people who hit our funnel. So you do $6 times 3, and there is our $18 appointment cost. So again, that was a little fast. Maybe rewatch that part if you have any questions. But your main 4 stats are your stop rate, your click-through rate, how much it costs you to get a click, right? And then your conversion rate on your landing page. If you take your conversion rate on your landing page and you times it by your cost per click, that will always give you your cost per schedule or your cost per opt-in, depending on what you are optimizing for. And then another metric that's a little bit harder to control is just keeping an eye on your CPMs. Like I said, this is a little bit high, but our conversion rate is super, super good, so we're keeping appointment cost extremely low. Now, let's dive into structure. When we talk about structure, the number one thing that you need to do anytime that you're trying to analyze data on anything in the world, it doesn't just matter about media buying, is data segmentation. And the further that you can segment the data, the better decisions that you can make with the data that the dashboard and Facebook gives you. So what we want to do is we want to keep everything as clean as possible so that we can make good data-driven decisions to scale our ads and put things together later on in a phase 2 or phase 3. Right now, I'm just going to teach you phase 1, which is the first phase or the audience testing phase, as you can see. And you can see I have the P1 indicators here. So we have not even moved into phase 2 yet, and we're already getting killer appointment cost and closing deals super, super quick. Love our return on ad spend metrics right now. So let's go ahead and create. Let me go ahead and unselect that. So you're always going to select lead, manual campaign. We're just going to put this as a test campaign. All right, so the magic happens here in your ad set level, all right? So we want to keep everything in single interest audiences. You do not want to stack interest audiences. Reason being, let's say that you have, dentist, and then you have like traveling, and you have like nice car all in one audience segment, and your lead cost is good in that audience segment, in that ad set. You don't know which of those three audiences, because they're so different, is producing a good cost per lead and what's chewing up budget. So you can't really make a good decision. And what's even worse is when it stops working, you never understood why it was working in the first place because you just mashed some things together. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are creating your ad sets in single interest levels so that you can have confidence to know that that audience is an actual winning audience because you have it segmented by itself, right? So let's just take dentist, right? We'll do dentist here. First thing that I'm always going to do is I'm going to go over here to D7, or you can go to Outscraper. Both are great, right? And I'm just going to grab, there's so many tools you can go, but I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to scrape me a list. I think you can grab the paid version if you want more, which you'll need, but we're just going to do dentist. But anyway, that's going to scrape you a list, and that's going to be your first audience, right? So this would be a list audience, and I wouldn't actually use the list itself. I would just use a lookalike audience of 1%, and we will leave that there. So come down. You always want to start your campaigns at midnight the next day. And then you can set these as low as $10 a day if you're just getting started, right? So again, we're going to leave location in Canada for now. I would make sure that it's in the United States. Again, this is just an example. I'm going to leverage the advantage placement audiences, okay? So I'm going to leverage it. We're going to switch to the original audiences, but we're still going to use the Advantage Plus. And here for dentists, I'm just going to change this to about 28 plus because it takes a while to become a dentist. And right here is where I would select my list. As you can see, lookalike audiences, lead form submits. We have all kinds of audiences in here. And if you want to know how to upload a list, you simply come over here to the side, into your audiences. Sorry, my little button's in the way here. Let me move it. So you come to audiences, and that is where you will upload your list that you scrape to create your lookalike audience. So I don't want to confuse any of you guys. But the number one way to scale your ads is actually not list. List used to be the best way. I still like to use list lookalike audiences because I can get a lot of good leads when I start, but they typically tend to burn out pretty quickly. So what we like to do is we like to go ahead and duplicate this ad, and I'll do this 5 times. So you can just duplicate and then do 3 more so you have 5, right? And it just depends on your budget. If you have a big budget, a couple $100 a day, you can run 20 of these, 30 of these if you want to. But here we're just gonna go, so this would be like dentist, and then I'll do 27 plus, US, right? And I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna go under detailed targeting, unselect this Advantage Reach Plus, and I'm gonna look for dentist. So right here, so looks like so they have dentistry as the field of study that has 500 to 600K people in it. If they don't have a bigger one, and that's field of study. So I'm going to go with dentistry, right? And that's it, right? That's all I'm going to do because we want to keep the audience is segmented. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to target things that are like dentists. So maybe teeth, toothpaste brands, anything that I can think of that relates to a dentist. I'm going to test as an audience, including one that works very well now because of how powerful Facebook's audience algorithm is. So this one is just going to be broad, right? We're going to do broad, 27 plus, US. And all the thing we're going to do, we're going to come down and we're going to make sure that we unselect that, and that's it. So we're not actually going to put anything in this one. This one is just a broad testing campaign. And then this one, going to do maybe Colgate, 27 plus. And I think you get the point at this time, right? So now I'm going to come down here, uncheck. I'm going to look for stuff that's related to toothpaste. All right, so Colgate wasn't a good one. Maybe do toothpaste. Again, I'm doing this live. I don't really do dentists, so let's think of some other thing. What is mouthwash? Let's do teeth. So right here, boom, toothbrushing. Think dentists preach about toothbrushing, oral health all the time, right? So gonna go ahead, make this one toothbrushing. And again, you want to keep these single interest audiences so you can know whenever something's getting a lot of leads and you're closing a lot of deals from it, you know it's coming from that ad set, so you can move into a proper phase 2. Again, this is phase 1. Other things, just to get your mind thinking a little bit, is nice brands, right? What do dentists like to do? Most dentists, there's probably dental college that a lot of them go to, like famous dental colleges, so you might want to look up that. So right, you know, some of these got low numbers, but I'm just giving you ideas. And then maybe, you know, they drive Mercedes. So right here, I would pick Mercedes-Benz, right? And I would test that as an audience. Remember, you're just wanting to get things that dentists love inside of your audiences. So a lot of dentists like to travel. They like nice dinners. They like nice cars. And you leverage the power of Facebook's algorithm to go find the dentists within those audience pieces. You're able to find blue ocean audiences that other people in your industry are not hitting because they're stuck leveraging lookalike list and interest that they only think of have the field of study and employer labels next to them. So this is a very, very powerful strategy that you can use to set your ads up for success. And then your ad copy can be very, very short. And the number one thing that you need to do when you're setting up your ads, right? And we're just going to put, you know, a basic ad here with the headline. You guys understand ads. I'm not going to write ad copy or anything here, but what's super important about this is to come down here to the bottom and where it says UTM parameters, you're going to build a URL. You're going to do site source name and the campaign medium. You're going to do ad set name, campaign name, and ad name. And you're going to hit apply because this is going to give you your UTM data from your single interest audience stacks so that you can see exactly where your leads are coming from inside of your CRM, which is the software that we teach everyone to use to run ads. And you'll be able to successfully scale your campaign through your UTM sheets or without having to use a software like Hyro. So I hope that you found this video helpful on how to set up a phase 1 ad campaign for your B2B. Again, remember, it's all about data segmentation and analyzing the ads. I hope to see you in the next video. And if you want to learn more about how to structure your ads, ask questions, learn about phase 2, learn about phase 3, make sure you check out our free resources below, join our free course, and I hope to see you inside. Peace.